Okay, we've got here a RX7 FD left-hand door handle. This is on my passenger side. The girlfriend, when she hops in and out, has a little bit of trouble pulling the handle, and I didn't actually realise why until I walked around and had a look at it myself. Got very stiff towards the end now. I've pulled it off so I can show you. Obviously, there's the left-hand side. I've pulled it off so that I can show you what I'm actually going to do. Now I've pulled out the parts for the locking mechanism and the handle on this part. I've released this spring here, and the main reason for that is I'll just do this one up a little bit here. Okay, so what happens is the door handle, obviously you pull the door handle on the outside here, and it moves the mechanism down, so it pushes down on the mechanism, which opens the door, which releases it. What happens is this door handle, over time, they start to wear, and it pushes up in here, like it pushes up quite hard, and it makes the pivot point very hard to pull on this. If you push the pivot point down, this spring actually forces this up to here when it's normally connected. Let me grab a pen. This piece here is usually tucked into here, and it forces this mechanism that way, and it holds it there quite hard. Now it pushes it. Now what happens is, this is our pivot point here, and it pushes onto here, our leverage point, sorry, and our leverage point's quite close to the center. So what ends up on happening is we end up on just pushing directly, pretty much directly into the screw. Once it's sitting there, it's like there's not much pivot. So I was originally going to move this pivot point from here and re-drill a new hole and put it out a little bit further, or down a little bit further, just so the pivot point wasn't pushing directly on this part here. It would be nicer to change the pivot point from here to being a little bit further out. But what I've actually decided to do is I've decided to make it so that the pivot point doesn't actually make it so that the handle can't actually go any further that way. Or this piece. We're going to stop it here, so I'm going to put like a stopper here, like a brake, and that's going to, obviously, once you pull the handle down and it's moved, when it comes back it's going to stop here, instead of resetting all the way back up to here and pushing enormous amounts of pressure on this handle, having to move it. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to grab just a little bolt, and I think it's an 8mm. It's an 8mm bolt, and I'm going to tap a little thread and hole in just here, so that it can it won't actually release back. So when it goes back, it's going to rest in that little hole, and this spring won't be able to push it hard up against it again. Yeah. All right. Well, I'll get back to you once I've started to mark holes and stuff. Okay, so I've marked my point using a paint pen. You can see there I've marked 2 points. So I marked one originally here, and then I've scribbled that one out, and I've marked a new one up this way. Now the main reason for that is, if you turn the handle over, when this is pushed up hard in here like it normally sits, the handle is actually recessed in. I don't know if you can probably see that. And where I want the handle to sit is actually pretty much flush with the outside of it, just so the handle doesn't look, look retarded or out of place. So I measured it out to there, so it sat flush, and then I marked the second hole for here. So this is obviously where I'm going to drill. I'll be back in a second. Alright, so I ended up on drilling that hole and putting the bolt in there. I ended up on cutting it down as well. The handle sits a lot better than how it used to, but the main thing is it's quite easy to pull now. When you activate the handle, it's very easy to pull the mechanism, so she shouldn't have too much trouble getting in the car now. I'll just show you this screw. I marked this hole about 5 times before drilling it. I'll just hold some pressure on that so you can see it. Yeah, so I marked it a few times. I didn't actually take into account the head of the bolt. Here it is. So I didn't actually take into account the head of the bolt. I forgot about that. I was only measuring the shaft. So originally I wanted it to sit there. I mean, it sits a little bit lower, because what I ended up on doing is ended up on grinding the head of the bolt down. Here's what the bolt looked like originally, and this is what it looks like now. So I ended up on just getting the grinder out and putting it in the drill at the same time, and shaving down the head, just using the hex instead of the just using the Phillips head instead of the hex drive. That sits quite well. I also ended up on cutting the bolt down. Main reason I had to cut the bolt down is because I was fouling on this part of the door handle on the inside if it was too long. Anyway, it's done. I'll put it back in the car and I'll let you know how it goes. Alright guys, handle's back installed. Sorry, it's installed again. It's a lot easier to open, way easier to activate. You just grab the pressure on the handle, just pull it. It is a lot nicer. I mean, I would prefer if I changed the pivot point, but this will work for now, and we'll see how it goes. Anyway, good luck, and yeah, thanks.